Hello, my name's Max McAllister. I'm president of Traction Dynamics Incorporated. We're a small high-tech manufacturing company in Woodstock, Georgia that makes motorcycle suspension components and does mountain bike suspension service. I'm here to express an opinion you may not have heard before this time, but I'm thinking there's a lot of people around America that think like me. I'm going to read a few things here. 88,000 people die of alcoholism every year, but yet there's no limit on how much alcohol you can drink. 67,000 people die from drug overdoses every year, but there's no government lockdown for that. 18% of every single person that dies in the United States each year is obese. 18%. No limit on the amount of food that you can eat each day. 480,000 die from smoking cigarettes every year. 500,000. Yet there's no limits on how much you can smoke. 40,000 die in car wrecks just driving around. There's no limit on how many miles you can drive. But for the first time in history, the government is effectively mandating that humans cannot die of a natural cause, the coronavirus. The initial projections of 3 million deaths were patently false. The current revised projections of 100,000 to 250,000 represent what is virtually a statistical anomaly of 0.03% to 0.08% of the United States population, if that even happens at all. The overwhelming majority of deaths will be the elderly, who hopefully enjoyed their lives, and people in poor health, most often by their own choice, such as obesity, drugs, cigarettes, and alcohol. In exchange for our compliance as citizens, 99.7% of Americans, if we have a 350 million population, that means 349,900,000 Americans have given away their right to assemble, had it taken away. 99.7% have had their right to practice their religion taken away. By default, not being able to assemble has taken away a portion of our right to free speech or the ability to express our ideas and exchange our opinions without the government knowing electronically, such as this video I'm recording right now. The vast majority of our population have been confined to their homes. The vast majority have also been denied the right to work, and thusly, their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Most citizens have lost 35% of their retirement portfolios. Hordes of small business owners will be forced to close their doors forever, and the jobs that they've created lost, creating potentially tens of millions of citizens dependent upon the government to save them. The collective governments of our nation will additionally tack on a whopping 25% to the national debt by the time this is over, under the guise of saving us or helping us. Small business owners like myself are going to be given the privilege of stepping into a completely new industry that's never existed, 30-year mortgages subsidized by the government to help us maintain our businesses and keep the money flowing from my tax-paying employees, but not helping me make a profit. What's dying isn't humans. What's dying is the American way of life, and you are just letting it happen. I, for one, have to say that I don't approve of the government shutting down my life for a bad case of the flu. It is not the government's job or place to attempt to provide every American a 100-year lifespan, never mind using taxpayers' money to do so. Our ancestors would be ashamed of what's happening in our country right now. Even worse, no one is protesting. People should be standing on the Capitol steps in their states every day demanding the right to resume their lives if they so choose. And after it's all said and done, what will happen when the flu comes next year? Or the year after that? Like it does every year. 80,000 die every year of every ordinary flu that comes to America. So even if 0.03% of Americans do die from coronavirus, what about the 99.97% of Americans who have to live on, that are now bankrupt, unemployed, and are living in home-based prisons? Now, if you agree with anything I've said, I'd like you to share a couple of messages. Instead of flattening the curve, we need to flatten ignorance. Look up the statistics. I'm not creating anything. This is all available in government information online. Every statistic I've just quoted to you. My business is essential. I don't approve of the government telling me that my business and what I've done, what I've created, and the jobs I provide for my employees are not essential. Ask them if their jobs are essential. And more importantly, I am essential. You are essential. You need to spread this message all around the internet before it's deleted, and make sure people that have this same opinion that I do, that something just isn't right, express themselves. What can you do? Call your congressman, call your state representative, call everyone you can in your chain of command. It's all readily available. Search on anywhere on Google. You can find who's my congressman, who's my state representative, who's my national, federal representatives. Find them, call their offices, send them an email, get on them. If your local government is shutting down your life, get on your local government. If no one protests, this is what our life is going to be every year going forward forever. So be ready for it. Take action, do something. Don't just sit there. My name's Max. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share it with all of your friends and subscribe to my channel. I don't normally do political content, but this time I'm compelled to, because my life is being destroyed by people who make decisions that are not in my interest.